Hey, peace and harmony here with you today. How to recover after exposing the narcissist. If you are in your first couple days of learning about narcissistic personality disorder or exposing the narcissist, congratulations. I want to say I am so proud of you for exposing the narcissist or the psychopath and really dealing with the fact that this person has a personality disorder. And trusting your senses again enough to know that you've got to get away. You've got to get away. You've got to get them out of your sphere of influence. You've got to get them out of your life, out of your proximity, and out of your thoughts, out of your mindset and your spirit. And exposing them is basically learning that this person is not genuine. And being genuine is really the only savior in life. The Savior Jesus Christ, who is the healing spirit, is truth and reality. And cheaters never win. Truth is what is really going to set you free here. I mean, the old saying, the old adage is what's going to set you free here. And I just want to say congratulations for having exposed that and realized that, because now you're on the path to recovery. And especially in the first couple of days, you're going to feel like, you're losing control a little bit. You're having flashbacks, you're having racing thoughts, you're having intrusive thoughts. You're almost like hypervigilant. You feel like you might be hyperventilating. You might be paranoid. You might be looking where to cling to. Well, right now I would say, having just exposed them, and on your first couple days, your first couple steps of recovery, you need to kind of take some time on your own. And I would say first steps is like learn about the disorder itself. What is a psychopath? What is a narcissist? Start looking these things up on Google, on DSM-3R. You can go to the library, get some books, and educating yourself will be your best guide point and resource towards dealing with it. For good. And having gone to university for psychology and English, I have studied, abnormal psychology, child psychology, and social work, and know about the aberrant, deviant behaviors. And I think part of the most devastating fact once we first identify and expose the narcissist is realizing that their deviant behaviors were hidden, and they appear so very normal, or so extremely successful when you first get to be targeted and approached by them. They seem so much like the opposite of what they really are. And we have been violated, and we have been exploited, manipulated by them, and really played, like a fiddle. I mean, like literally, they found our heartstrings, and not just like a typical romance. They're people who have really been able to manipulate us through covert, mind control techniques and brainwashing techniques. And we were in such a relaxed state with them. Maybe we were so worn down by them, so many fights, so many different, extreme emotional states that we were with them, that we became very relaxed and we became very suggestive. So what I'm suggesting now is you can absolutely positively get through this. It's going to take some time, and the longer that you've been involved with a psychopath or a narcissist, the longer it's going to take. I mean, I would really suggest for every year that you've been through them, it's going to take about 6 months for things to feel normal. Sounds like a lot of time, but it's going to take some time. It's not just like you just start to rebound and go to others, because usually with the typical breakup, you might be on the rebound, you might have one night stand, you might just meet with somebody and date for a little bit, and it's kind of casual, and you're just kind of on the rebound. After exposing the narcissist, you're coming from psychological traumatic state. You're coming from a true source of turmoil, and you are really, sometimes rendered dysfunctional. Having having thought about, you know, your life before and then after the psychopath and narcissistic event, it can be very discouraging. You know, you might find yourself, you know, crying quite a bit, not able to eat, not able to sleep, or oversleep and overeat. Having first exposed them, you know, and realizing that you were so close to someone who is so evil, can really be an eye-opener, and it can be very scary. It can be very frightening. And this, you know, traumatic syndrome is, again, it's your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system going into overdrive. It's the fight or flight mechanism that releases the cortisol into your body. So I know this seems a little bit technical, but I want you to understand that there's a physiological basis for what you're going through. You have done nothing wrong. You are not going crazy. It's very scary to go through this on your own, and a lot of people just want to retreat and give up, but I'm suggesting to not do that. What I'm suggesting is that there is hope. Just, you need to hang in there, and just realize it and identify what it is you're going through. Your body is going through almost a state of shock, and I'm very, very sorry that this has happened to you. You know, this happens to the greatest, sweetest, most amazing of people. That's one thing I find about, you know, the women who have been targeted by a psychopath, that they're absolute dolls, absolute sweethearts, absolute angels, have given up so much to this person, let them into their life, let them into their home, let them into their hearts, been there for them, and been, you know, misled for sometimes years. I mean, I've talked to people who have been in, you know, coming out of a psychopathic relationship after 10 years, 15 years. And they're, you know, later in their life, and they're in their 60s. I mean, imagine how devastating to feel like, you know, you wasted your entire life with being, you know, living a lie. But you know what? That person is living the lie. You are living your truth now. And having just exposed them, you know, you want to get through this as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible. You don't want to drag this out. You don't want to relapse. It's like an alcoholic, you know, relapsing and going back to the bottle. Like a lot of women, and guys too, but, you know, largely I find that it's a lot of women who get targeted. You know, they find themselves relapsing. So number one, now that you've exposed them, you just need to deal with the facts. You need to stop living in denial, or, you know, you know, you have to believe your eyes here. You know, a lot of people don't, they you know, I've also talked to a lot of women who just aren't strong enough to accept the facts. You know, you've presented the facts to them, and at first they acknowledge it, but then they find that they're broken down, because they're broken down again, because the psychopath, chances are, if he only has a couple sources of supply, even if he's living with you, he's going to be coming back. He's going to try to charm his way back. He's going to come crawling, begging, pleading. He's going to make excuses. This woman lied. I mean, the lies are going to get thicker. They're going to lay it on even thicker. So what I want you to do is, don't live in denial. Don't make excuses for the psychopath. You've exposed them. It is what it is. I've spoke to plenty of women who have gone back, and it just absolutely shocks me that anyone would want to go back with this type of person. After you've been abused and you know this to be the case, why do you go back? Even if it's someone who you're married to, guys, just cut it loose. Don't worry about the stigma of moving on. I mean, it's the best thing you can do for yourself. Give yourself a huge hooray and a pat on the back for acknowledging it, and move on with your life as soon as possible. You don't want it. You don't want this to be drawn out. You know, if you're in a, you know, you know, marriage with this person, you know, you might need to get some legal help. Start surrounding yourself with professionals. You know, start learning about the disorder, and begin to take care of yourself. If you've just exposed them, you know, you need to kind of, you know, come within yourself and know that you're strong enough to handle this. Get together the self-confidence within yourself. Know that you have the emotional stamina to deal with this, and that you don't want to be, you know, the weak person who's, you know, constantly abused and taken advantage of and manipulated and played. Like, that's not, it only gets worse, guys. And, you know, if you find that, you know, you're constantly going back and relapsing to them, and you continue to expose them, or you didn't feel like it was that bad, you know, you're just making excuses for them. Don't get involved in that. Start, you know, preparing for yourself. Start preparing the way for you to move forward in your life. And whoa, hold on one second here. I'm just gonna stand up. And start getting on your feet. You know, I think a lot of women who have been targeted by a psychopath, it's very difficult for them to see themselves on their own or as a strong, independent human being. As a woman, I mean, you know, we've got a female elected to the Democratic, you know, party here. Women can be strong. They can hold great positions in our society. There's nothing wrong with being a strong woman. There's nothing wrong with seeing yourself as a strong woman. And if for some reason you don't see yourself as strong enough, you need to really take a look at it and realize you've got some great, lovable, admirable, wonderful qualities. You absolutely positively can stand up for yourself in this situation. Go no contact, learn about the tools, watch some of these videos, start reading some of the great books out there on you know, what a narcissist is. I definitely recommend Lisa E. Scott. It's all about him. She's got a great website and a great book. You can order it on Amazon, or you can get the Kindle version, the ebook version. Learn about the stages of recovery and walk yourself gently through these, and you will begin to restore your sense of peace and harmony coming back into your life. But if you just expose them, have compassion with yourself. Begin to gently and nurture, take your, you know, a look at what has gone on, and begin to really nurture yourself back to wholeness. And really begin to, you know, take it easy, do some good things for yourself, get enough rest, get enough exercise, even if it's difficult. Get into like a plant-based diet, something that is more nutritive. Don't get involved in a lot of drinking, drugging, starches, you know, unhealthy food for yourself, because it's just going to junk up your system, and it's going to further cloud your mind, and it's going to make it difficult for you to kind of process the emotions, or it's going to delay, you know, the healing process. So, you know, drink a lot of really healthy fluids. You know, give yourself some nice nurturing music to listen to, a plant-based diet that you know, I highly recommend. Really start throwing out a lot of the junk out of your kitchen. You know, the sugars and stuff are just going to make you feel worse. Over drinking and things like that, like drinking a lot to deal with it, it's not gonna work. You know, I would say, you know, moderation and everything, but do not start further destroying yourself just because you've exposed the psychopath. Please check out some more of my videos. Please share this video with people who definitely need it. Love you. Peace and harmony coming at you. Have a beautiful day.